Wow. It's finally happening.
We're here.
We've done
We've
it.
done it.
We've done the thing. That's crazy. Welcome to the first inaugural fucking shit episode of Dungeon Frights and Anime Fights. I'm Plague, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Jesty.
Hey, Plague, how's it going?
Oh, you know, it's going. It's going. We're doing things. I can't believe it.
I can't either. It's finally happening.
We said we would do something, and we're doing it. That's crazy.
And we're here. It's starting.
Insane. So we're gonna start this off with a little bit of introductions. We're gonna go a little crazy here. My name's Plague. I am the Neil Lovecraftian amalgamation of Pokemon cards, horror, and video games. I'm a little
Say
bit
that word again.
Neil Lovecraftian amalgamation.
Spell that.
AMALGAMATION, bitch.
Fair enough.
I had to stop and think for a second. I was like, wait.
You're like, oh no.
I've been put on the spot. I've been put on the fucking spot. I am a fucking big ass weeb. I don't know how to really describe myself on the spot. I got it. I have been playing League of Legends for over 10 years.
How many skins do you have?
All of them. Every single one.
I got so many skins. So many.
It's gotten to the point where they do this like every single season. They'll have like a your shop where you get certain discounts. They don't give me discounts anymore. There's nothing to give me a discount on. Big fan of League of Legends. Big fan of like horror. I'm your slasher guy. I love watching old school 80s and 90s slasher flicks. Really
Who's your
big
favorite slasher.
Personally, I'm the biggest fan of Michael Myers. I know how you feel about this.
Oh, I know. I just want all the fans to know that you're so boring.
He is the best possible killer. It's the lead up. You know what I mean?
Sure. I get that. But man, that's the one you went with, huh?
He sets himself up so good. It's the build up. It's the stalking. It's the finally. He's going in, taking the stab, and you're like, oh. He's big and tall. He's big and tall.
So is Jason.
Yeah, but Jason's like a baby. Michael's a man. Jason's like a baby.
What a man.
What a man. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of League of Legends, big fan of Pokemon. I watch anime religiously. I try to stay caught up on all of the most recent releases. If they seem interesting, I've probably watched at least 2 or 3 episodes of it. I'm a Gemini, and my star sign. I'm a
Honda Civic Rising.
I like long walks on the beach and vanilla ice cream, and yeah,
Ooh,
you know.
See, that's the thing. Vanilla ice cream. Oh, people say it's so basic, but it's just better than chocolate ice cream. I don't know what.
You can't go wrong with vanilla. You cannot
go. Perfect. There's nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream. It's just.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, you're gonna get to learn that I'm the silly one.
It's true.
And my boy Jesty here, he is the serious one. He's the one that holds the gun.
I am that is my thing. I have the gun. I'm Jest. I am also a big Pokemon fan. I like playing Warhammer. That's my main hobby.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's quite a hobby.
Yeah, it's my bank account's real sad about it. And a little later we'll talk about 3D printing and how that's changed my Warhammer hobby. I'm not a League guy like Plague. I don't.
You've dabbled.
I dabbled, and every once in a while that Plague convinced me to come back, saying that it's changed so much, and every time I believe him, and I come back, and
you have a great time.
I don't.
You have a fantastic time. Nope, it's a fantastic time.
We're just miserable the entire time, and Taylor wants to yell at me. Plague wants to yell at me. I know he does. but he doesn't because he's a good friend.
I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy
But
like that.
I know in his heart of hearts, he's he's just dying inside.
Listen, I just want to play games with my friend. I don't
If
know
if
what
I'm
I
playing
don't know what's so wrong with that.
if I'm playing a MOBA, I'm playing Smite. I think the community is a little bit better, in my personal opinion. Um, I like that everything's a skill shot.
Yeah, it's okay to have wrong opinions every once in a while.
Yeah, you got a lot of them. That's what the viewers will find.
Oh, I think they'll find out that I am very cultured in my opinions.
You already started out with saying that Michael Myers is your favorite slasher.
Yeah, and a lot of people will agree. Have you seen him? He is so cool.
He's big.
He big. And he stock? I don't know. There's just something about the
He's,
simplicity.
he's stock and he stock and he stock.
Yo, but do you remember that time he pinned a guy to the wall with his knife?
Oh, like every other slasher? Oh, way
Oh my god. anyways, so Warhammer, you brought up Warhammer.
I did.
What's your favorite class? Not class. Unit. StarCraft.
My favorite. Ooh, my. Yeah. Yo, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, depends on the game. So there's Warhammer Age of Sigmar and there's Warhammer 40k. 40k, my favorite unit is the Imperial Knight. I should have had one on my desk.
Ah.
I have like over 20 Imperial Knights.
Hey yo.
They're a real big stompy kit. You're gonna find this is a theme. I don't like to think when I play these games. I like to unga bunga smash things.
When in doubt,
Because
just
my
unga bunga it.
when in doubt, smash. Right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. When
Yeah,
in
yeah,
doubt,
yeah.
just smash it out. Uh, if I had to pick a favorite like model though, my favorite model is the Maw Crusher, and I have two of them. And
Okay.
it's an Age of Sigmar model. Plague got me one for Christmas.
Yeah,
and
I
already
did.
had one, and actually I have him on my desk. He's a
Ooh.
big old dragon. I need to
Ooh.
finish him. I also magnetized his hands because he can have like a spear thing too,
Oh my god.
and he's real cool. I like the model a lot. It's real fun to paint. It's one of those models that it's gonna go as far as you want it to paint wise.
Gotcha.
You can paint the dragon one color and it's still gonna look great. Is what I'm meaning. Like you recently picked up painting as a hobby. You've started painting some miniatures.
I have. I have started to dabble in the creative arts. Thanks to you, my bank account is screaming. But yeah,
Not screaming as bad. You jumped in right into 3D printing.
yep, yep,
You didn't jump into the plastic kits.
yep. Plastic kits. Well, I mean, I'm a sucker for fucking Gundams, so there is that.
We one of these podcast episodes we'll have to do a Gundam talk.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, I just started getting into not only 3D printing but model painting as well. I am a lot newer to the whole D&D landscape. I played my first campaign with Jest as our DM here. It was a fantastic time. I played a joke.
Oh, come on. Cranston was a good character.
Cranston's a great character. I love Cranston. Cranston.
I also love Cranston.
So the issue is that Cranston himself wasn't the joke. The joke were my roles. So Cranston's supposed to be this like big strategic general in a Githyanki army, and he abandoned his post because he couldn't fathom killing children. And then he does things like stabs himself in the head
Yeah,
to solve a
that
puzzle.
That's okay. So the puzzle is basically like, oh, it needs blood to pass. You need blood to pass the door, and when you apply blood to this canvas, a mirror image of whatever the blood that was put on the canvas appears. And Cranston stabbed himself in the head because he thought it wanted a death.
Yep.
And that's not what it wanted.
I figured that the room had like a special spell on it where death didn't exist. You just had to do the action. You had to have the cojones to actually do it. I was like, oh,
And
easy. Cranston, oh, he's been through shit. Bam. Nope, just dead on the floor. Just ragdoll. I Yamcha'd on the floor.
it was something. It was a good laugh for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Cranston also failed to continue running out of a city.
Yep.
Failed an athletics check.
Yep.
A
Uh,
very easy athletics
I
check.
think it was like a 10.
Yeah. No, it was lower than that. I think it was like an 8 because I was like, you guys are just running.
Yep. No,
And you were
Cranston
like,
can't.
that's a natural 1. Which, looking at my strength, that's like a 0.
Yeah, I rolled a 0 on that, and it was a hell of a time trying to get out of that. But yeah, no, I'm fairly new to the D&D world. I've been interested in it for a long time. I just never had the actual know-how, knowledge, or time to learn, or friend group. There was a lot of
hmm
things against me, but luckily
Yeah.
that's all changed as of recently, and so now I've gotten
Yeah.
into it and I've gotten in full force.
And now you're going to have 2 games a week.
2 games.
Oh,
No,
2 games a month,
two
rather.
different games a month. Yeah, I'm going to be DMing my first full campaign. I have done a 1-shot, which turned into a 3-shot from the book Candlekeep Mysteries.
Yep, you did the Raven Queen one, right?
Yep, the Book of the Raven. It was really good. It was really fun, and I have learned that I am now at this moment in time more of a DM than a player,
hmm
which is
I
really
will say
fun.
I do love your characters though.
Thank you.
Your current character Dea, he's a gunslinger
Yep.
and he's a lot of fun. I like him a lot. The rest of the party kind of bullies him a bit. Um,
It's an ongoing joke at this point. I'm kind of
yeah,
okay with it. See, Dea.
everyone's everyone's still bitter about Cranston.
Yeah, it's gonna wear off at some point, but yeah, everyone's still a little bit bitter about Cranston. Daya's a real sweetheart. He's a young up and comer. He's had some shit happen to him, just like any D
Yep,
and D character.
he's had some shit happen. He's still pretty naive.
Yep. I think
He's the
he's
youngest member of the
21.
party.
He's 21. Yeah.
He's got some history with like the rogue of the party. They did some jobs together.
Yep.
Um,
He just comes off as very polite. He's a very
yep.
polite, down to earth, naive young guy, and it's a lot of fun to play as well. And plus, blocka blocka, I get to shoot stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's great.
Yeah. I am playing as a player for the first time in like 7 years.
Oh my god.
Um, I've retired from DMing, as I like to say. I'll do a 1-shot here and there, but from doing long form campaigns, I'm no longer really interested in DMing them. If I do end up DMing them, I'm gonna DM them out of a book. That's just
Yeah, it's a lot to create your own
it's a
world.
lot. It's a lot. And your wife Ghosty, she's doing a fantastic job.
She's doing a
She's
fantastic
created a
job.
whole world, and your campaign's gonna piggyback off of that world a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm basically going to be throwing you guys into that world and basically making a not so much an AU, but basically my spin on the way things would happen in her world. And I'm very excited. She's very excited. It's going to be good. She's also just fully in. She wants to play as well as DM, and I'm just really excited to hopefully do a pretty good job.
Yeah. And I'll be playing a wizard for the first time. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Um,
Ooh, I can't wait for you to fall over and die just because of a gust of wind.
Me neither. It's gonna be quite the change because in Ghosty's campaign, I am playing a
Himbo.
I'm playing a himbo paladin,
Yep.
and he is the himboest of himbos.
He is a hunka chunka dunka man.
He is just he is very much think All Might from My Hero. He's very
Yep.
I'm the hero of the story. He throws himself into the fray.
I like to sum up Torv as Johnny Bravo with a hammer.
That's about right. I'm playing like a shield paladin. I'm not doing damage paladin. So I'm knocking people over with my shields, pushing people with my shield, applying disadvantage on rolls. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people jump right away to the damage paladin, but I love the shield paladin.
I think going more utility is always a more interesting way to play because you
Yeah.
can't just damage. You have to
Yeah.
like try to come up like I did that a lot with Cranston. He was a warlock. And
Yeah.
he basically became a Gatling gun with Eldritch Blasts. And I was like, well,
Yep.
that's cool. And I'm doing good damage. And it's very interesting. But I want to try to solve my problems another way.
Yeah.
So utility is
Or-
always fun.
Sure. Yeah. And the issue with Warlock right now, and hopefully when one D&D rolls around, that's gonna be a topic for another podcast episode, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully when one D&D rolls around, that the Warlock class gets revamped, and you're able to use those utility spells more.
Yep.
Because right now it feels like, oh, I only have like 4 spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really want to use one of these for an upcasted Misty Step?
Yeah.
You know, it's there's times where it's like, oh, absolutely, but there's a lot that's like, I don't know. I don't.
You're
I
v-
hope the Warlock sees the changes that it needs to be like a class that I want to play.
I get that. I've always been drawn to the idea of a warlock. I like the idea of someone who's gone through a pact and gains their powers from
Hmm.
something that someone normally wouldn't. Is a very interesting concept. You
Yep,
can do a lot with that. And
you sure can.
warlocks can also be both melee, they can be range, they can be
Yep,
magic. It's a very good, well-rounded class that's just fucked over by what it's given in the books.
yep,
And it's a shame.
it is. Um, my background in the D&D space, I DM'd basically right out of high school. DM'd until your guys' campaign was the last campaign I DM'd,
Yep.
long form.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can you tell us how that campaign ended?
So basically the party polymorphed the big bad guy, and because I forgot about polymorph because I'm a bad DM. Um, I was just like, oh, well, campaign's over, I guess, because it didn't have a high enough charisma stat to pass any of the bard's spells.
I want you to know that my wife was just whispering right now. I'm so sorry.
it it was funny. It was a very climactic. Big Bad was this drow that was trying to make the world feel the pain he felt when some other stuff that all the world basically affected the drow in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So like the things going on with the Githyanki and things going on with the Druid groves and all of it was having a negative effect on the drow, and this was one of the last survivors of the species of the race. Um, and he got polymorphed
Yep.
and just I was
Yep.
like,
That was it.
that's it. That's the campaign.
It's over.
Um,
I know me and a couple of the other people who were playing at that time were like, so what was the deal with this? What were you going to do with this? Oh, and what was the answer to this? What happened to this guy? And you were like, yep, they're all dead. Yep, we're over. It's done. Don't worry about it.
yep. I gave you guys an epilogue.
It's true. You did. You did. It was a good one,
Um,
too.
yeah. It was a good campaign. I and it's not that that campaign made me retire. I was just ready to stop DMing
Yeah.
because I wanted to play.
Yeah. My wife actually showed interest in DMing, and she was making that known during that campaign. And you were like, "Ooh, I'm gonna be a player. Oh my God, let's
I'm
get
gonna
this over
play.
with."
Um, and you had mentioned that Cranston was your last character, and he was a warlock. What's your favorite D&D class, Taylor?
I am a sucker for the warlock. I want to say it is warlock just for the sole fact that yeah, they may not be the best, but like I said, I've just always been attracted to that idea of like someone who's basically done whatever they can to get the power that they need. And
Yep.
that's a very interesting concept to me. I like the fact that they can be a little bit of everything. They can really delve into one like damage type. They could yeah, it's just a very interesting class that you can do a lot with story-wise. What about you,
Yeah.
Jest?
Um, I like to say I'm a bard main. I don't I don't love the horny bard stigma.
I get it.
I don't love it. I do love. I'm willing to seduce the barmaid to give me information.
Mhm.
What were those guys talking about over there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
they're shady individuals. Oh, come on, sweetheart. You can tell me.
yep.
I really love like playing a political bard. Um,
Ooh.
who's like that's his thing. He's just getting information.
Hell yeah.
Um, the horny bard's fine.
It's
Uh,
it's very common to associate the
yeah.
bard with I'm gonna fuck the dragon.
Yep.
Uh, it's
Which
not
is
great.
too bad because the bard is such a fun class. I just I love the bard class. I love playing a charismatic character.
Mm-hmm.
Um, being able to have those conversations of like, hey, I don't really think this person has your best interest. Okay, roll for persuasion. Roll for deception.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're trying to tell the king that his high knight, his champion, doesn't have his best interest in mind. You
Blasphemous.
know, it's and you can play a bard, you can play a good bard, you can play an evil bard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I say I'm a bard main, but then like I've played a lot of paladins before I was DMing.
This seems to be a
I'm playing
common thing with you, where you're
I'm
like,
playing a
I'm a
paladin
this.
now.
It seems to be a common theme with you, where it's like,
Yep.
I'm this, but then actually I've only ever delved in that. Like,
Yeah.
you say your favorite Pokemon typing is Dragon, yet all of your favorite
Oh,
Pokemon
we're
are
gonna get
Water
into
type.
this. Yeah, so that's gonna be another episode of the podcast where we're gonna break down our favorite Pokemon. We found a thing where it's like breaks down your favorite Pokemon by type, by
Yep,
generation. It's really cool. We hope the viewers do it with us.
absolutely.
We're gonna get a Discord set up with um, some options to submit that because we really want to see what you guys think, and maybe we'll have a session where we roast your guys' favorite Pokemon.
Oh, 100%.
Um,
I can already see
I,
all the Vaporeons and Gardevoirs showing up.
yeah, God. So like the issue is like my favorite Pokemon is Gengar.
Yep.
That's my guy. My second favorite is probably Snorlax, and then followed very closely by Sableye.
Ah, yes, yes.
Um,
None of those are
but
Dragon.
I know Hydreigon is in fourth.
Okay. Okay.
And then there's a lot more dragons after that. But we did that thing, and I was like, God, I'm having a tough time choosing between the water types because there's a lot of water types I figured I'd really like.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be another episode coming up where we're gonna talk about our favorite sets of starters and why Plague is wrong on most things.
Oh, I think you said right the wrong way, but that's okay. I'll choose to ignore it for now. Yeah, no, it's a very interesting concept. You can really find out a lot about someone based on their favorite Pokemon. I've learned that.
Well, I just gave my top three Pokemon. Taylor, what are your top three?
Oh fuck, on the spot. Shit. Well, Noivern's my number one. I'm a big
Yep.
fan of Noivern. Super
Big bat.
underrated. Big bat. Love bats.
What do you nickname your Noivern when you play one on your playthrough?
Male is Alucard. Female is Morrigan,
Ah,
depending on the gender.
typically mine is named Boombastic.
It's all very good. Very good name. I love this whole sound aesthetic around Noivern as
Yep.
well. It's super cool. Number two, fuck, on the spot. Let's see. What am I thinking? Ooh, Crocodile. I gotta.
That was very good.
Oh, he's a fucking sassy bitch. I love him. Very strong. Has Moxie as an ability, which you could just start running through people and have a sweeper.
Yep.
Very cool. And honestly, I can't believe I didn't say this. Spheal. I love the orb.
Yep, you got a little fella in your top five.
Oh, absolutely. Spheal is just too good for this
He
world.
is. We don't deserve Spheal.
We don't deserve Spheal. I'm pondering my Spheal.
But yeah, that's my stance on Pokemon. We were talking about paladins before.
We were. Sorry. I got us off task.
Yeah, because we were talking about my favorite class being Bard, but I play a lot more Paladins than anything. It's because normally what happens is everyone's like, "Oh, I want to play the Wizard. I want to play the sneaky Rogue. I want to play like these magical, fantastical things." But no one wants to be the guy who gets punched in the face.
Yep.
So I just ended up getting shoehorned into the tank role. My favorite tank is the Paladin.
Yep.
But the Paladin's also a very charismatic character because that's your spell casting.
Yep.
So you're using your charisma for that, and you're still able to do the like, hey, what are those guys talking about? You know, you can't do it as much as a bard, but
You have some options available.
yep, exactly, and that's what's important. I like a character that has some options that I'm, able to play with.
Yeah, 100%. It's always good to be able to approach situations with different options available.
We had a situation in the campaign we're in now, where because Torv is a tiefling, and he speaks Abyssal.
Ah,
There were some fiends that were in the bar, and I detected good and evil, and I could tell they were fiends. And I was like, you guys stink. You got like, and I was like kind of goading them along, like, you guys should take a load off. You should take it easy. Your boss isn't in any danger here." And unbeknownst to Torv, Dea, who is Plague's character, uh, also speaks Abyssal.
Yep.
And there's like this tension while these three individuals were speaking Abyssal to each other, where
Daya's just like, oh my
Dea
god.
was just sweating.
Oh god.
It's also
Torv.
worth noting the rest of the dudes in the party are very much like drinking brews, and they're a bunch of frat bros, and Dea is very much not.
Mm-hmm.
So Dea finding his way to fit in with the party has been very interesting as well.
Yeah, no, it's a very fun dynamic with the party, I would say, because you do have we have a cleric on our part in our party whose whole thing is may the might of Thor be with you. Here's a pamphlet. It's a very cool character dynamic. I absolutely love it, and like trying to see how a Western gunslinger type character who's a young naive child would go along a journey with that type of character.
Yeah.
Or we have a princess on our party as well, and it's like,
Yep.
oh, howdy, ma'am. It's a very interesting dynamic with the party, it's fun.
You all right, ma'am?
Oh, you ladies all right? It's a lot of that. It's very fun.
It is very fun. We're having a good time.
Absolutely.
The party members, we're trying to play it as not as us playing a game, but as our characters experiencing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are learning to be vulnerable with their characters for the first time in this campaign.
Yes.
It's been a very fun thing to see happen.
Absolutely.
I'm not typically a romance guy. I've done it like in the past. But I'm experimenting with Torv. Torv has a romance with the guildmaster.
Oh, it's so cute.
And he's like a big brute.
Mm-hmm.
And he just turns into like a little schoolgirl whenever she like compliments him or
Yeah.
does anything.
Oh, really?
Oh my.
Yeah.
You
It's a very cute situationship almost, if you would, where like, Torv not being really that interested in romance, all of a sudden being cast into this big, brutish woman.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, what's
Daddy
going on
likey.
here? Daddy likes.
It's a very interesting dynamic. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, all of the players are learning to be vulnerable as their characters.
Yep.
We'll go into I think next episode. That's a good spot for us to really talk and deep dive into our D&D characters and tell more about them.
Oh, 100%.
I think that'll be a good route to go.
Absolutely.
What other hobbies you getting into, Taylor?
Let's see. Recently, I have been, I've been trying to keep up on painting. I've had a bit of a span where I have not been using my 3D printer, and I have been letting shit sit, which is not a good habit to form, especially early. So I'm trying to keep on top of that. But the new season of League of Legends just came out, I think today. I know, I get it. It's fine. It's a good game.
No,
you should play. You should play.
So here's the thing with Plague. Plague has such a sunk cost fallacy. However, he keeps sinking cost into it.
Well, I mean,
so the sunk cost just keeps getting worse.
I mean, I put so much money into it, I might as well play it, right?
You might as well keep putting money into it.
Yeah. But the new season of League came out, and it's thrown a lot of stuff to the wayside and added a lot of things. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. I've also been randomly out of nowhere playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, could it be because we've been talking about Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3?
It would actually be because we've been talking about Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Speaking of which, who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3?
I really like Cell in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Wow. Cell
Um,
is so cool in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
so this has been an ongoing bit for the viewers who can't tell. We've been annoying people with talking about Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and refusing to shorten it at all.
No, absolutely not.
So we've been saying the whole thing, and then we're like, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came after Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, which was the successor to Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1, and
Yeah, and we just keep going, and it's
it just
great.
kept snowballing, and people kept getting like, there's some people in our friend group that are just like not having it.
Yep, it's great. It's good. Sometimes it's fun to be annoying.
It's so funny, just because it's one of those things. They're like, there they are again,
Oh, they
just in
did the
play
thing
on their bullshit.
on their fucking bullshit. But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the Dragon Ball Z anime. I've never been a Dragon Ball Z kid.
Right.
I personally feel, however, that the only way that you should experience that series is through the video games.
Actually, Plague, some of the things you're very wrong about. This I don't think is one of them. I think you're absolutely correct. I think you can experience most of what Dragon Ball Z has to offer through video games.
I would agree. It shortens it to a point where it is a good story. And it shortens it to the point where each moment is impactful still, and you get to see it all in a timely manner, and you get to learn these characters, what they can do, and it's one of those stories that even though the same game will come out and it'll be like, oh hey, Vegeta and Nappa are coming down to Earth, what's gonna happen? I still love seeing it. So
Yep.
I've been playing through Kakarot. We've been showing our online friend Astro a bit of it. She's never she knows the characters, has no clue what Dragon Ball Z is about really. And so it's really fun watching her kind of react to, "Oh my god, who the fuck is Raditz?"
Yeah. What's your favorite anime right now?
Favorite anime? Oh my god.
You mentioned you don't love the Dragon Ball Z anime. What is your favorite anime right now?
Oh god. So I have this, here we go. It's going to begin. This is where it begins. My favorite anime of all time is a little known anime called Negima, or Mahou Sensei Negima. Let me sell you on the story real quick. Oh fuck, here we go. So
I know this is going already.
10-year-old Negi Springfield is he's a wizard in training, and he's a prodigy. His father mastered over 1,000 spells, and he is on his last test of finally becoming a full-fledged wizard. And that test is to go and teach at a school. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Well, Negi's just so lucky. He gets to go to a all-female Japanese middle school. And, well, see, okay. Well, let me explain the power system, all right?
You're into a trap.
So let me explain the power system, because it's really cool. So Negi
You should have lied.
So Negi can have a partner, and he uses his partner as a magical catalyst, and it's really cool. And basically, he plays a roulette wheel where if he uses a partner, it can pull one of three cards. It can pull the cosplay card, the dud card, or the powerful card. And the way that he gives them these powers is by kissing the girls. But like the characters are really cool, and it's a really fleshed out story. Like he gets along with them. It's a coming of age story, honestly. It really is a coming of age story.
Coming of age. Homeboy's 10.
No, he's coming into an age. I didn't say what age, but he's coming in. It's good, okay?
Double digits.
So listen, I am a fucking degenerate. That you're gonna learn that real quick. I am a degenerate. I love shit. That is my favorite anime of all time. Recently, my favorite anime coming out of the new gen stuff. I'm a big fan of Chainsaw Man. I know a lot of people are. The dark trio of anime and manga are very good. Out of the three, I will say that Chainsaw Man's probably my favorite. That has been the most recent one that I've been like, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But what about you? What's your favorite anime going out right now?
Right. So it just finished earlier this year. And I think we should take a deep dive on it at some point. Attack on Titan. We both really like.
Oh yeah.
It's very basic, I know, but I love the way that the story flips itself on its head. You just whoop.
Yep.
The descent of Aaron becoming the monster he despised.
Yep.
It's such a great way to show what lengths people will go to achieve what their goals are.
I
Um,
feel like Attack on Titan is probably second to only probably One Piece in foreshadowing.
mhm,
Every single thing in Attack on Titan matters.
mhm,
That's what's interesting about it. Every single twist you could have seen coming. Everything
mhm.
has a reason, and I love stories that just encapsulate that.
Yeah, it's very good. As far as like the old school stuff, ooh, it's not really old school. I really like Goblin Slayer. I just decided to watch that.
That first episode, right?
That for ugh.
Yeah, you're a
I
big fan of
also
that first episode, huh?
sure wasn't. You don't look. You're not gonna sit here after explaining your favorite anime of all time and harp on me for liking Goblin Slayer
Mm.
because the second season, when it introduced the other members of the party, or right at the end of season one, beginning of season two, um, I really like those characters.
Hell yeah.
They feel like a D&D party, which is maybe part of the reason I like it so much.
I get that. No,
There's different personalities, there's different ideologies there.
I'm
You
just
have
busting your balls. I know Goblin
I
Slayer
know,
is very good.
I know. I'm not upset or anything. But like you have the ideology of like the Lizard Man, who in the first season most people gloss over it. He mentions that his people have a very, very short lifespan. As
Mm.
opposed to the elf, who she's like, yeah, my sister's getting married. She's 4,000 years old.
Give me a second. I don't believe I've actually seen these characters. I'm pulling them up real quick. Okay.
Have you not seen
Okay.
Goblin Slayer season two?
I've not seen season 2. I do. Okay, I do remember the
Very
Lizard
good.
Man for sure. I did
It's
watch
very
all of
good.
season 1.
They they uh they changed the animation styles, which actually kind of works for um the show. Um,
Okay.
it's very good. I like it. It was a good time. I watched it with my kid
Heck yeah.
after the first episode.
Yes. Yes. Of course.
Um, not that he's old enough where it's gonna have an impact.
No, but
Um,
listen, that first episode, it can have an impact on. Oh man,
that first episode is rough.
that's a rough.
To be
That's a rough one.
to be honest, if you're gonna start Goblin Slayer, skip the first episode.
You
You
can.
don't need it. It
You can.
provides zero context.
Yep. It is. It is fetish porn. That's
It is. Yeah.
no
Skip
worth
the first
watching
episode.
it. Skip it. If you haven't seen it, haven't heard about it, you want to take a look because of us, just skip that first episode.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things you're perfectly fine skipping. My favorite like older anime
Yeah.
is Full Metal Alchemist.
Regular or Brotherhood?
I really like Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Um, but I think regular is just fine.
Yeah, both are good. Both are good. Brotherhood has stood the test of time. It's still a classic to this day. You can watch that. The animation holds up. The art style, characters, story, it all holds up. If we're going oldies, and I consider anything that's an oldie as stuff that you watched as a kid on Adult Swim.
Yep.
I am a big fan of Trigun. If you couldn't tell by the
Yep.
shirt I'm wearing right now, which you can't see, but that's
I
fine.
can't see a little behind the curtain. I can't see Plague. He can see me.
Oh, and I love it this way. But yeah, no, I'm a
Unbelievable.
big fan of Trigun. I think Trigun is a very good, concise story. We have a couple of my wife wants some input real quick. She wants me to show everyone this little fucking goblin. It's a little mini Vash the Stampede plushie I got her for Christmas.
Yeah, that's yeah. Look at it.
Yeah, you can't see it. You shut the fuck up. You can't see shit. Kristen's over there squeezing the fuck out of him. No, it's a very good story. Trigun has held the test of time in my eyes as like one of those old anime that just rip.
See that my old anime like Trigun era.
Yep.
I really like Ryonen Kenshin.
Oh, yeah.
And that might be a deep cut for some of the people watching. But that also it's a very good story.
Yeah, no, Rurouni Kenshin
It's also
really good.
it's very very loosely based on a real person.
Oh God, who was it? Musashi?
No, it wasn't Musashi.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've watched Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, it's based on a real person. It might even be Ryonen Kenshin. That might be his name.
Yeah, fair.
Um, but
Ooh, I have a bit
that's
of a hot take for you.
oh, good.
Yes. So out of that era, I gotta say, I could not stand Samurai Champloo.
You're not an ill company here.
Oh, really?
I It's not that I couldn't stand it. I just didn't care for it. Same with Cowboy Bebop. I just
Cowboy Bebop's good. I will say the best thing about Cowboy Bebop is its voice acting, but
yeah. So it's one of those
it's
things
okay.
like it's one of those things. I'll never watch it more than once.
Yep. It's good to watch one time and then you're like, yep,
Yep. It's not like Attack on Titan where I'll watch it 3-4 times.
yep. I the Netflix adaptation did not do it justice, but even still,
No.
I would agree. It's the
It's
one
like
thing.
changing what Ein was like.
Yeah. The one thing that really kept it in a lot of people's minds is the voice direction and the voice acting for the English dub. Steve
Yep.
Bloom is Spike Spiegel in that, and he did such a phenomenal job that I feel like a lot of people's memories of that anime are due to his performance.
I would agree.
But
Um, that's enough about us, Plague.
fair.
What have you been working on hobby wise?
Oh, right. I was talking about minis and stuff. Interesting.
Yep.
Completely forgot. Yeah, no, I've been painting minis.
And for the listeners, expect this quite often.
Oh yeah, lots of tangents happening.
Lots of tangents.
Yeah, so minis, 3D printing. I've been getting back into the full swing of League. Been playing a bit of Dragon Ball Z, not Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yep. How are you liking it?
It's okay. It's no Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, that's for sure.
Of course, it's hard to stack up Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
I'm running into an issue with it where it's throwing a lot at you that
Yep.
don't want, like you shouldn't care about. Like I'm playing a Dragon Ball Z game. I don't need to know what this like community board and these little stickers of the characters and like, oh, here's all your experience. I get it's an RPG, but it's like I just want to see the cool fights. I just want to see the good animation.
Yep.
But there's that. I have been really trying to get through Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of the Like a Dragon series. Like a Dragon 8 is coming out in less than 2 weeks. It's on the 26th, I think. And I'm still not done with Gaiden, so I have to finish that. I'm streaming that over at YouTube, Big Papa Plague. I love that name so much. It's so fucking funny. Trying to get through that. I've been sick for the last couple of weeks and been going through some stuff. It's been rough. So I haven't been streaming much, but yeah, no, that's about it for me. Haven't been really watching anything. I watched the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Phenomenal. So
Real good.
good. But what about you,
Real good.
Justy? What about you? What have you been up to?
I have been painting an army up for Adepticon in March.
Ooh, the rats.
The Rats. It's also an army that is going to go to Plague after we're done. It's fitting that it is an army of Plague Rats.
Yes.
I have one on my desk here. He's not gonna focus real well, but
Looks good.
I'm trying to paint fast. To Adepticon 2, I'll be playing in the Age of Sigmar Championship and the Age of Sigmar doubles.
Ooh.
If you found us on, what your preferred streaming platform by then, and you recognize me, come say hi.
100%. I won't be there, but he will.
You won't be there.
I didn't get an invite, but it's
Not
fine.
This year. Not this year.
Oh, that's true.
Um,
So
I
like,
won't be
here's the
taking
thing.
I won't be taking this army as well, but probably not this model. I have another one I have painted.
Here's the thing. Justy has ruined my life by getting me into so many goddamn things that I just don't have the time and money for. Like, I'm apparently a god at Blood Bowl. I don't care about football, but I'm apparently super good at Blood Bowl.
And we're gonna play more Blood Bowl in the coming year. We're gonna get We're gonna get plague hooked.
Oh fuck.
He's right there. He's
I'm
right
very
there.
close. I'm very close.
He played a demo game with another one of our friends, and I watched the light bulb just bing, and he all of a sudden understood the game, and the game started going south for our other friend real quickly after that. Um,
I have this unique
Not really to
talent.
his fault. He was also playing kind of a tough team to play.
Mm.
Um, but it's I think you both had fun.
Oh yeah.
Um, there was a turn one score, which was kind of cool. Um,
I have this weird innate ability to be really good at something for a split second. Like it just
it's like an ultra instinct.
yeah, I go ultra autism for a second. And I'm like, oh, by the way, it's okay. I could say that. I have autism. I can't believe that.
Diagnosed by a doctor.
Diagnosed by a doctor. Where just all of a sudden I will get it and then I hit it
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I'm at. I stick at that level. I don't try to get better. I don't try to get worse, but like I'll be like, I don't get it. And then all of a sudden it makes sense. It's great.
Now it sounds like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, no, we got him playing Blood Bowl. There's a lot of 3D printed team options if you really wanted to get into it.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get more interested in it, and then maybe not this league because this league is starting in like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Our town here has a very dedicated community to Blood Bowl. And
Oh.
this will be the fourth league that's been run. And there's usually like 20 people in it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You get to track your player stats. You get to track. They'll level up. They'll learn new skills. It's a ton of fun.
Heck yeah.
One of these times, I think Plague and a bunch of other friends, we need to just like bunker down for a weekend and play a season, but like allow trades and stuff.
Oh, you can even trade in Blood Bowl.
So not really. There's no like written rules on it, but I think just amongst us friends, we can house rule it pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm always down to learn new things, especially
Mhm.
things that I'm apparently good at. So,
Yeah, apparently.
apparently.
Yeah, I've been painting stuff for Adepticon, trying to get that ready. I still have 40 rats this size I need to paint. Plus two like war machines. One's like a catapult, and one's like a big fireball on a chain.
Nice.
It's really cool. I'm not playing in any 40K events this year. I don't love 40K as a competitive game.
Mm.
It's one of those things like the armies I play, they are either way too good that people don't enjoy playing against them,
Mhm.
or they're so bad that I just get pub stomped and I'm like, that wasn't very fun.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, 40K has been around for so long that the people who play it know it by heart.
Yeah,
It's a very hard game to get into, from what I understand.
yeah,
Um,
it is.
and
Um,
yeah,
But yeah, aside from that, I also watched Jujutsu Kaisen. That was good. I really liked it.
yeah, no complaints.
No. I'm excited for the next. I have a complaint.
Oh,
2027.
yeah,
Too fucking far away.
yeah. Especially because like Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely one of the most popular animes that are coming out.
Even casuals are really enjoying it because
Yes.
it's the concept of it's very easy to follow.
Oh yeah, it's an easy shonen anime to get into.
It's not like Bleach where there's hollows and there's the society and there's this and that and this and that. There's 800 moving pieces where all of a sudden you're like, I don't.
Sternritters and Quincy's and the humans and yeah,
Yep.
I get it.
It's I would never recommend Bleach to someone as one of their first animes because it's just there's so many moving pieces.
Yeah, it is very
Um,
good.
It is very good.
It is the second. It is the second best of the big three. Yeah, we're going. We're going into that.
We're not getting into that.
Okay.
today.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um,
Fine.
I'm just saying casuals aren't watching Bleach.
Mm. Mm. Doesn't mean it's still not the second best. Listen, I'm throwing a line out here. I'm just seeing if I could get anything. I got the bait out there. I'm reeling it in.
Yeah, you almost got me. Um, games wise, I'm not playing through any story games right now.
Really?
I just don't have any that I'm really interested in playing. I'm playing some Pokemon,
Yeah.
um, and kind of shiny hunting here and there. Not really shiny hunting anything in particular. It's just and there's an outbreak where I'm like, kind of want a shiny one of those. I just go do it.
Yeah. It's a good way to go about it.
If I get it, great. If not, whatever. It's not a
Hmm.
big deal. Um, been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
I'm very frustrated with the game right now.
Yeah.
Plagues had to listen to me lament over my frustrations with Fortnite right now. It's one of those things like they finally gave us another new gun in the lock-on pistol.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
So they've given us two guns in the 7 weeks that this season's been live. I think the biggest crime of this season is last season they gave us a new set of guns every single week.
Oh yeah.
And then this season they decided that we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna give people that. So now it's just why use any guns other than the auto sniper or the auto shotgun and the sniper rifle.
Yeah. No, I am a big fan of Fortnite. I will say that this is a very good season
Yep.
besides the gameplay, if that makes sense. Like
Yep.
the map's great, the battle pass is fantastic. I'm having a lot of fun with like some of the collabs that they've been doing recently.
Yep.
The store sucks, but
The store is so bad. Why is the weekend still in the shop?
listen, it's just because he's popular. Yeah.
Be careful. We'll get
Yeah.
struck.
I get it. But
We'll get striked.
we'll get stricken. Do. Um,
God.
no, like it's a very good season besides the gameplay, and I feel like yeah, what Justy was saying makes a lot of sense. Where it's like the last OG season that they released that a lot of people got back into Fortnite because of, they were giving us new guns every week. It felt like a fresh game. If you didn't like this set of guns, give it 3 days and they're going to change.
Yep.
And that kept it fresh every single time we hopped on and played. And now
Yep.
it's like the game has devolved. The people have figured out the best meta, and the best meta is nothing interesting.
Yep. Exactly.
So it's tough to play right now. I'm still going to play. I'm still going to make sure that I, get the things that I want and all that. But it's definitely not as fun as it could be.
It's not my favorite season. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which on the topic of video games, kind of leads me to my next thing. Taylor or Plague and I have been playing a lot of the finals.
It's true. We have. I actually didn't know much about the finals until about
Me
3
neither.
days ago.
We picked it up because we had a friend that wanted to play some shooters. We're kind of getting burnt out on Fortnite, like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
With the guns being exactly the same, matches ending very similar every single time, and just general frustrations. So we picked up the finals. It's a free game. If you haven't looked into it, check it out. You're out. You're out 20 minutes while it downloads.
Yeah. No. I want to say that we have been having an absolute blast with the finals.
It's a lot of fun. We've been having a ton of fun. The whole map is destructible.
Oh yeah.
There's explosions. The game pushes you into each other. Not like with like a storm bubble, but there's only one objective, so everyone's going to the same objective.
Yep.
It's 3v3v3.
Mm-hmm.
We've been having an absolute blast, and we find ourselves talking about it often outside of us playing games.
Yes. I want to say that there was a day, I think it was 2 days ago now at this point, where it was like Justy pulled up and I was like, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been doing nothing but thinking about the finals.
And I was like, oh, me too.
I was like, oh yeah.
Um,
It's so fun. It's just so easy to kind of get into. It's fast paced, chaotic gameplay is very appealing to me, especially coming off of Fortnite where it's like, okay, get this, wait until the last 10 people and then die immediately or win.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the first the fast and chaotic gameplay is very appealing because of that. I'm liking the class system that they have where the classes are customizable, where you can basically, hey, do you want to play a light, a medium, or a heavy? hey,
Yep.
they have these weapons, they have these gadgets. You can do this with
Hmm.
this. It's very interesting. You can really make a character your own, which
Yep.
is a nice change of pace. The game looks really good,
It
especially for
does look
like a
good.
first game from this company.
I
It looks
I've been
good.
playing on. I have it on medium graphics because it's just a little easier on my system. Um, I could run it on higher graphics, but I don't. You don't need to.
You don't need to. It looks really
E-
good at medium.
Even on medium, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm. It's been a long time since I played it locked into a game, especially a shooter. Where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm really liking this.
Mm-hmm. Me
Um,
too. And I'm not a big shooter guy.
yep. It's just been a lot of fun. It probably helps that Plague and I aren't taking it very seriously.
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
It's a lot of fun when you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, I can see though it's gonna be one of those games where there's gonna be people that take it very seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and they might not find it fun. One thing I will say is on your first few games, except you're gonna suck for a bit.
Yeah, you're gonna lose. You're
You're
gonna
gonna lose
learn.
games.
You're gonna learn real quick that hey, this game is really fast paced. Um,
Yep.
there's a lot of things you need to keep track of. It's a very unique game mode. The what is it? Cash out.
Yeah.
I think that's the default game mode. There's a
Yep.
lot of new things. It's very unique. It's very interesting. But yeah, no, you're just learn before you think you're gonna win.
Yep. Yeah. Don't go into it thinking I'm gonna start winning every game.
Oh yeah,
Take it easy.
take it
Just-
easy.
And you might pick it up and be like, I'm so good at this.
Oh yeah.
One thing I really love about it is so when you basically you take the objective and you bring it to another spot where then you activate the objective.
Yep.
In easy terms. And once you activate the objective, the timer's just going. If someone else steals it, it doesn't reset the timer. The timer keeps going.
Yep.
It
Going
keeps
for a
the game
last second
going.
steal.
Yeah, and we ended up doing that in one of the games we were playing the other night, where I stole it with like a second left on the timer.
Oh yeah. God, that was so good.
It's so fun and it feels very rewarding when you kill someone. They explode into a pile of coins.
Yeah, very appealing.
When you're shooting someone where you hit them lights up. It's very very cool. My one gripe with it is they used AI announcers.
Yeah.
I wish they would have gotten some voice actors. That being said, though, the AR announcers are very good.
Yeah. It's the type of thing where AI is now bleeding into every single facet of our lives. There's no escaping it. Fuck, I'm AI right now. Check this out. Yeah. Like every single thing in our life
We know.
is just kind of accepting and becoming AI.
Yep.
But in a job like this where you could have gone with a real human voice actor or actress, you should have done that.
I agree. I agree. But like I said, it's the game. The gameplay itself is not shouldn't have to suffer for that.
Yeah.
It's like the gameplay itself is very very good. What's your favorite class right now, Taylor?
Personally, I'm having a lot of fun with the medium. However, I will say there was a moment last night where I played the heavy in the Elvis costume with the
Oh,
hammer.
he's so one of the costumes you can get is like the white Elvis studded leather suit.
Yeah. Oh, it was so
And
funny.
he just books out in front of me with a sledgehammer, and it is so funny. What's your the heavy's like main thing that you're doing?
Oh, the destruction?
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So the heavy basically has a power where he can just he's the juggernaut. He can just run through terrain and break it down at a whim. You can also do it while airborne, which is a really interesting way to go about things. It's so much fun. But personally, I'm actually having a lot more fun with the medium right now. It's basically the support class, which I normally don't lean towards supportive roles in anything really. But this is just it's really interesting to have a more utility focused character that is kind of the default.
Yeah. I've been taken to the light class. I really like it. It's very fast.
Oh, so fast.
It's the DPS class. However, you die to a stiff breeze.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But last night I was ripping.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the type of game where the more you play, you can genuinely feel yourself get better, which is a
Yep.
very nice thing, I will say. I just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah. Um, there's no buying like guns and stuff with real money. Um,
Yep.
everything that's with real money is purely cosmetic.
Always a nice way to go about things.
Which I'll never fault. People complain about microtransactions, but I won't fault the game for if the microtransactions are purely cosmetic. I don't have an issue with that
Oh,
personally.
not to mention, it's a free game.
Yep. There is also free cosmetics you can unlock.
Yep.
So, my favorite gadget though, ooh, I really like the turret on the medium.
Yeah, the turret's a lot of fun. I've seen it used a couple of times, and it just seems like something that you can just get real nasty with.
Yep. I I just last night when we were playing, I unlocked the cloak for the light, so I'm excited to try that.
Oh yeah.
Um, People have been really enjoying that online, from what I can tell.
Yeah, no, the cloak has fucked me over in that game more than
A
once.
lot.
Yeah.
The other night we were playing against a light who was using cloak and a sniper rifle, and he just was lighting us up
Oh yeah.
to like a frustrating level. He was lighting us up.
Oh
What's your
man.
favorite gadget?
My favorite gadget, I personally I've taken really strongly towards the healing gun that the medium
Hmm.
has. The default medium, like the default version of the classes are good. And
Yep.
even though the heavies is that big terrain rush down, it's a lot of fun. I like the idea of, hey, I'm just going to mercy for a bit. I'm just going to
Yep.
hey, my team needs me. It's a good feeling and it works well.
Yep.
It's quick. So I really
Hmm.
like that. I haven't messed around with the light too much. So
Yep.
I'm not really sure how I would feel about that. But from what I've
Sure.
seen, it seems very fun and interesting.
Yeah. Um, as far as guns, I really like the MP5 on the light. Um, it's got a real like tight spread.
Oh, nice.
Um, I've also learned in that game hip firing is your friend. I probably shouldn't let that secret out.
Yeah, no, it is very good. I will admit, when I tried to do the hip firing that you were mentioning, I was
Yep.
using the revolver, which that does not work. I
It
have
is
learned.
not a gun for hip firing.
Yeah, even though you want to, you think like in the old west, like bang, bang, bang. But
Yeah, just the fan the hammer.
yeah, exactly. But nope, not in that game. But yeah, no, I did try the mediums. I can't remember the mediums default machine gun, but I did it with that. Super good. I did it with
Yep.
the heavies M60. Super good.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm having a
Yeah.
blast with it. I really am.
It's just fun. It's just good dumb fun. It reminds me of like it's not relatable at all, but it reminds me of like old school Halo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Where,
can see it.
where it's just that quick pace, that run them down quick, in the action, just going, going, going.
Yeah.
Um,
100%. I get it. It feels like a team-based shooter where nothing is super serious, which
hmm
in my opinion is one of the big draws for Halo. Like especially
Yep.
back in the day, you could just I'm just ripping through guys, running down, doing my thing. And that feels very similar to this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that the developers continue to support the game. We've seen these games where they come out, they're really, really popular. The finals, I don't think we sat in a queue longer than 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
still holding interest.
but we've seen these games where they come out and then the developers take too long to make changes, add things that are impactful to the game, and the game dies.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, we added two new gadgets to every class." Okay, so you get a little bit back. I'm hoping that before they lose all this interest, I'm hoping that they add some stuff that's impactful. They're like, "Oh, we added 5 new maps and a new gadget for each class."
Yeah. Yeah, keep the interest going.
I'm hoping that's what I'm really hoping for. Um, I'm hoping uh for the light personally because the light is my favorite class.
Nice.
The heavy is a close second. I just love smashing through
I
walls.
get it. I get it. It's very fun.
It's very satisfying too. It's like you feel good doing it.
I get it.
Um, but I'm hoping the light gets like a glitch through a wall
Oh, that'd be
gadget.
really cool. Just like pull a shadow cat.
Yeah, just whoop.
Yep, just straight through. Oh, that'd be really fun.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
my big thing with the finals is I feel like it has the recipe for success. It has
mhm.
the chance to be something big. The one thing that's going to destroy it is if the company behind it's like it's not getting enough attention. So we're
Yep.
just not going to put more effort into it. The people that are playing it right now seem to be having a lot of fun.
Yep.
Keep their interest. Keep them
Yep.
excited. Put out new cosmetics all the time. Keep things
Yep.
rotating. It's gonna
What's
be a good game.
what are some class hopes you have?
Personally, I would
I
like to
talked about
see. Oh, go ahead.
I, I talked about the glitching through a wall as a light.
Personally, I.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
I keep interrupting you, Plague, and I'm sorry. One thing that we haven't mentioned this entire time we've been talking about it is there's no keeping track of grenades. There's no keeping track
Oh,
of.
you're right.
They're all basically think of them as like Overwatch abilities.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's basically as long as you're alive, you have ammo. It's like your grenades have a countdown till they're able to be used again. It's very, very intuitive and fun in that aspect where I don't have to
Yep.
worry about management.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about any of that.
Just play
Personally,
the game.
I think I would be the most interested in not so much anything added to any of the current classes. I think they have a lot going for them right now as is. I would like to see some other classes added. If they're going to make this like a class-based shooter, I want to see some diversity. I get it, the light, medium, heavy makes a lot of sense. You know, you
Yep.
got three different archetypes, but like add something more specific. I'm not sure. You know, you could take this game anywhere, anywhere. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see where it goes, and I'm currently having a lot of fun. So I don't think anything that they do add is going to be negative, as long as
Yep.
if they just continue to add and support the game.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be cool to see like a light variant that like move around like a light, but has like the ability to destroy like a heavy
Yeah, have some
or
like
like
weird hybrids.
yeah. And I think that's if they add more classes, I think that's the route they'll go.
Hybrids.
I think we'll get like a light that's very support based that maybe doesn't have as much or it has a little bit more health than the current light. We'll get a heavy light that'll be like a demolition light that'll have a little bit more health, but not quite as much health as medium.
Yep.
I think that's the way they'll go if they add more classes.
I mean, as long as if they do add stuff, I'll be happy.
Yep.
That's all it's going to take at this point. I'm currently hooked.
Me too. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
we're going to continue playing that and we're going to see how that goes for a little while. Um
and who knows? In a few weeks, you might hear us be like, this game is terrible."
this game's ass. Fucking hate it.
It's not impossible.
It's
You
not
know, as long
impossible.
as um, but Taylor, I think it's about that time.
Oh.
Time for the rant of the night. Our
Ooh.
main topic. Little background. Plague and I have both bought Saturn twos.
Oh, yes, the Elegoo Saturn 2. Very
We both
big 3D printer.
Yep, we bought them both at the same time. Um, we've been printing with them. I had 3D printers prior. I had a Photon and a Photon S.
I did
Um,
not. I had nothing. This is my first 3D printer.
and he just jumped into the deep end.
I did. That's how I do
Um,
things most of the time.
it's partially my fault because I was like, Plague, look, here's the thing. You're gonna buy an Elegoo Mars, and in 2 years you're gonna be like, God, I wish I could print big things.
Yeah.
So he went, you're right. So he bought the Saturn 2, and I also bought the Saturn 2. We didn't know about it at the time that we were both buying it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's been about 6 months. Plague, what's been your overall thoughts on the Elegoo Mars? I want to hear it from you as no experience with 3D printers prior to the printer.
Yeah,
Saturn.
no, I can definitely do that. So, I've been printing a lot with it, especially the first month. I was doing prints daily. Basically, every morning I would scrape my build plate, put something else in, get it printing, come home, scrape. I was basically doing like 2 a day. It's very fun. It's a very fun and interesting hobby to get into. As
Hmm.
someone who's never been in it before, I feel like the Elegoo Saturn 2 is not the best entry level 3D printer. I will say
I
that.
would agree.
I had to actually go and watch a lot of informative videos on how to set it up properly, how to get it set at the right level, what you need to do to replace parts. I have a lot. I have a really big issue with mine, where things will stick to the build plate, but they'll stick too well. And no matter how much I adjust its home level, it's just stuck on there. I'm not sure if it's an issue with the build plate. I'm not sure if it's an issue with the tools that I'm using to remove minis from there.
I
But
think you need to. I think you need to tone down your initial layers. Your what are they called? Your raft layers.
the exposure
Yeah.
timing. Okay,
Yeah.
I can give that a shot because I have been what was it? I have been testing the waters with like
Yeah.
not so much exposure, but like different ways, different settings, different heights. And yeah, no, that
Sure.
is a big issue. But no, other than that, other than the big learning curve, I'm
Hmm.
having a blast with it. I'm glad I did go into the deep end. I 100% agree with you that I was going to want to be able to print bigger things right away. One of
Yep.
my favorite things to print are like the giant humongo minis
Yeah.
that you see.
You should show them your big demon monster man.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just got done painting this one. This one's all done, complete. But this was completely printed in one single print through the Elegoo Saturn 2. And this thing is here, let me switch it over to me. This thing here is huge. Like the base is the bigger than the palm of my hand. It's
It's unit.
it's a unit. This is the type of stuff I wanted to print. Now, if I wanted to print like let's say, 40 jobbers or like 10 jobbers. Yeah, the Elegoo Mars would probably be a better fit for me. I
Yeah.
don't need all that real estate. But that's not me. I'm printing the big shit. I'm printing the stuff that like I want to see as the late game bosses or like parts of statues that I can put together. Or I've just found out, by the way, you can get STLs for Gundam kits.
Yep.
That's the shit I'm printing. And it would
Yep.
take a long time to go through all that with a smaller 3D
Yeah.
printer.
Absolutely. My take on it is I came like I said I had a frozen or I had a frozen. The Frozen Sonic Mini 4K was the printer I was going to buy instead of the Saturn 2. Saturn 2 just had a better sale.
It did. It was a
Um
really good sale.
I I actually would disagree with you. I think the Saturn is actually a very good beginner printer.
Really?
If you're going to get a big printer, I think it is a very good beginner printer. Um I think with the Mars, which is like the gold standard of beginner printers,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have had to do the same thing.
Okay.
Um,
That's just more so the aspect of getting into 3D printing.
3D printing as a whole, it's just a whole big learning curve.
Okay.
The entire thing is learning. Um, my, I like the Saturn 2 a lot. If there's a good sale, I might consider getting the Saturn 3 this year.
Ooh. So what's the
And just
difference?
the Saturn 3 is just more current. They don't
Fair.
make the Saturn 2 anymore. That's why it was on such a great sale.
Fair. I was going to say, if
Um,
you were going to tell me it was bigger, you would have already sold me. I'm not going to lie to you.
uh, Bigger, more better.
Bigger, more
Uh,
better. That's all you need.
I think it's a bit bigger. I think it's a little bit taller
Okay.
on the Z. I think the Z axis is a little bigger, but um, the one gripe I have is I came from it's the same gripe I had with the Photon S is it's a single post with it's a ball. So when you
Yeah.
scrape your build plate, you're more likely to bump it
I have been doing that a
out of
lot.
alignment. So then you don't notice it necessarily, and then you go to print, and you're like, oh, half my print failed because your bed was out of alignment. You know?
So I'm not sure if this is just because I'm new to this whole world of 3D printing,
Sure.
but I have basically I have been conditioned now to after every single print completely reset my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I just go in, reset the home
Yeah.
alignment because I've had too many failures, and it's not specifically the Saturn II's fault. I feel like it's my inexperience, and
Yeah.
maybe I'm just, like I said, it's really hard for me to get stuff off the build plate. Maybe I'm just pushing too hard and it's
I
knocking it.
think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, but I have now become conditioned to basically just reset it every time. I'm okay with it. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a big thing with that one singular joint holding that build plate on.
Yep.
That is
They
an
they
issue.
make kits to where that you can change that out, but just out of the box, that's why I like to base you know my overall thoughts on
Hmm.
the Saturn II. Um, for me, I have a little bit more knowledge. I've been 3D printing for years at this point. Um, I I like know how to do my burn-in layers and whatnot. So I don't knock mine out of alignment so much because I'm trying to really force prints off.
Yep.
So I realign mine probably every 10 prints.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um, I really like the bed adhesion on the Saturn II. I really like the vat. The issue is the vat is not. I wish the vat was deeper.
Yes, I would agree.
Um, it can't quite hold a whole bottle of resin.
No, it's about like 3/4, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thing. I wish it would just hold a whole bottle of resin.
Yeah, because we both use 1,000 milliliter bottles, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it holds about 750. Yeah.
Um, and one of these days we'll have to compare models like in person. But Plague uses a water washable resin.
I do. I've basically made it as easy as possible for me trying to get into this. I didn't want it to be too difficult, too time consuming, or needed too many steps for me to basically just get a single print
Yep.
fully finished. So I just chose my first and only resin I use is the Elegoo 8K water washable resin. And it's been
Yep.
holding up really well. It's been good. It's very nice to be able to wash it with water and not isopropyl. Curing it out in the sun is also something that I do. I don't have a UV
Yep.
chamber. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting into this. I've
Yep.
only had it for 6 months.
And I'm planning to upgrade my UV chamber because I currently have one that fits like the Photon and the Photon S,
Mm-hmm.
and the Saturn II is like 3 times the size of a Photon S.
Yeah, that is something I have noticed that I've been looking at this deal. It's on Amazon where it's like you get the UV and the water. Yep. And I'm like, "Oh, I should get that." I'm like, "Wait, the stuff I'm printing's not going to fit."
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I've been curing my stuff in the sun. It's been just fine. I have had a little bit of warping.
Just from
Nothing,
the heat.
it's just from the heat. But it's not anything to where stuff wouldn't stick together. Actually, that's
Mhm.
not true. I did lie. I do have a big mini that I currently don't remember where it's at, but I do have a mini where I put it together. It's very tall. It's like this tall. It's like a giant alien creature, and none of those parts fit together. They are
Yep.
held on by super glue and hope. So
Part of that too, I think part of it too is I think you're overexposing minis or your prints a little bit.
you mean out in the sun?
No, when you're printing them themselves.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's typically what happens when prints don't fit together well, as you're overexposing them a little bit.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, there's definitely some stuff that I could change. I have not changed my settings once since I set it up
Yeah,
in Chitu Box. So there is that.
we need to make you switch to lychee.
I like Chitu Box. It's very intuitive.
Yeah, you haven't used lychee though.
That's fair. I haven't used it. I can't say one way or the other, I suppose.
Yeah. Um, One thing I think is there anything you think the Saturn II could do better?
Mm, that's a really good question. I will say that the Saturn II for me does check a lot of boxes. It checks everything that I wanted as a beginner getting into this hobby. I feel like, it's big enough for most prints. It
Mm-hmm.
holds enough resin. It could hold more, but it holds enough to where I'm not switching it out so every so often.
Yep.
Um I suppose if there's anything that I could change, I do wish that the ventilation little air purifier that it comes with worked better.
Yeah, that thing sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good idea and it has the outlet. They could release new ones. They might have already released a new one and I just don't know
Yep.
about it.
They might have one that they released around the same time they released the new wave of Mars and Saturn printers.
Yeah, but the one that it comes with stock, um, just, yeah, no, it's
It
ass. It
works
doesn't,
half the time.
yeah. And I will say, I just looked it up. So the Saturn II MSRP is $600. Now, again, we did get it on sale.
Yep.
Now, $600 is a big barrier to entry for a lot of people, especially
Yep.
like new beginners trying to get into it, which is nice because it is on sale quite often. But you would think for something that, came out for $600 that, it would come with that like double jointed ball. It would come with a better air purifier. It
Yep.
would come with a little bit deeper of a reservoir. But none of those are deal breakers for me. I feel like if the only thing that genuinely sucks is that purifier. Other than that,
Yep.
I've been having a blast. It's a
Yeah.
good it's a fun thing to learn. It's definitely taken up a lot of my time in a good way where it's a hobby that I can just continue getting into.
Yep.
And it's holding up. Its build quality is fantastic.
It is fantastic. Coming from like so my I got my original photon. My photon has an entire metal shell.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Everything fits together perfectly. My Photon S was a completely plastic shell. If
Ooh.
resin got into where the door closed down, you were not getting that door off.
Oh no.
The Frozen S build was so garbage
Yeah.
that I just gave my Photon S away.
Really?
Um, yep.
Okay.
I kept my original Photon, just in case there's um like a little like I need to run off 6 goblins and my big printer is busy.
I get it.
Um,
It still does the job.
yeah, because I ran a bunch of upgrades. I have like the G2 box chip in it. I have an LCD screen.
Mhm.
It's a current printer. It's just small,
A small.
small. Um, oh, I never talked about the resin I use. I use a mix of I use the Anycubic resin, and I use a mix, and I mix in some oh, I think Creality makes it, but it's called Tenacious,
Mm.
and it adds like flex to my prints.
So it's a little bit more flexible. It's not so
Yep.
rigid.
Yep. I don't have anything over here that I printed recently, but
Ah,
um, like so if I drop a guy with a sword, the sword's not just gonna break off and fly into oblivion
unless if I drop it.
unless if you drop it. Well, the Medusa, she broke at the joints. She broke where she was supposed to.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
No, so that is actually a good question I wanted to bring up. Now, I'm not sure how it would work with like water washable resin and combining resins could be like an issue of like now it's just not going to stick together at all. Do you think that I should start using that tenacious?
See, I don't. I like I said, I don't. I'm not a scientist. Like, uh,
Really?
yeah,
What?
no.
That's crazy.
I I don't know how the water washable resin would cooperate with the tenacious. 'Cause the tenacious is not water washable.
Mm,
And I'm sure there's going to be a comment down the road at some point it's like, "You idiots, it'll be fine."
right. But I don't want to be the one to find that out if it's not.
Yeah, because that's the tenacious. That tenacious is like $60 a bottle.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, there's a reason that like mix in like so usually I can mix in one bottle that's tenacious. I can stretch like 5, 6 bottles of regular resin.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
So it lasts you a while, but it's still
yeah,
kind of like, ooh, I want to be sparing with this.
yeah. I don't just dump a whole vat of that stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
I want to. There's some stuff I want to. There, I want to try to print stuff with it,
Oh, yeah.
just pure out of the bottle. But
That would be
that's an
interesting.
that's an expensive project.
Yeah. Especially if it fails.
Yep.
Yep.
Um, one of the pitfalls I also have with the Saturn is the funnel for dumping resin out of the vat
Hmm.
is awful.
Yep. Yep.
It's like a cup in like the corner of the vat,
Yep.
and
You,
It's terrible.
now that you mentioned that, that is also a gripe I have because again, I am resetting my home position every single time I do a print at this point, which means I
Yep.
have to take the vat out. And if I do fail a print, I'm having to drain all that resin anyway. And let me tell you, there are so many times where I'm trying to pour it slow and it's just overflowing all over that corner and it's
Yep.
getting all over the place and I'm trying to get it back in the bottle and it's just not working and it gets on the bottom of the screen and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm making a mess." And I don't want to make a
Yep.
mess.
Yep. It's as opposed to like so the Anycubic vats, they have
Mhm.
like a full channel
Interesting.
instead of like this weird cup that for some reason Elegoo decided that was the best mode to transport resin out of a vat
Mm.
that size.
Now, that actually
Um,
brings up a question. Now, you
hmm,
might know this better than I would. Do they make like third party resin reservoirs that you could maybe
yes,
attach? They do. Okay. So maybe if we could find one that would actually fit the Saturn II. Again, this
it's
is
entirely possible. I have not seen them that size.
okay.
Um, doesn't mean they don't exist. I actually honestly haven't been looking for them.
Gotcha. Because
I,
it's been out for a while. If there is one,
yeah,
maybe we give that a shot. But again, we're talking base what comes in the box of the Saturn II. That is
yeah,
an issue.
yeah. It is just not good. Like I said, my other gripe that we talked about earlier, we touched on it, is I wish the vat held an entire bottle of resin.
Yep.
It's so close to being perfect.
Yep.
Um,
I get
and
it.
also the Saturn III also went on sale when we bought our Saturn IIs. But we bought the Saturn IIs with the idea of there's a lot of support for the Saturn IIs right now.
That's true.
Because people have had them for a long time.
That is true. The community support has been really good. A lot of my issues that I ran into trying to set it up were easily answered because the Saturn II had been out for a while. So I was able to, Google my issue and get an answer. Whereas, like with newer printers coming out, not everyone has their hands on them yet.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot harder to troubleshoot. So that
Yep.
has been one nice thing about it. So,
One other thing I wish I could send I wish I could connect it to the Ethernet to internet
oh, really?
in like a closed loop situation where it can't talk out to the internet, but it can talk to things in my network.
Mm.
So I could just send a file from my desk to the printer. I don't even have to touch it till I have to remove the models.
That would be very, very nice.
I believe the Saturn III has that capability. I believe that's something that was added on the Saturn III.
Interesting. That would be really, really nice. That's very convenient. That way you don't
Yep.
have to mess with any thumb drives. You don't have to make sure
Yep.
that the files are on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I meant the Saturn III. I'm looking at the Saturn III right now.
Okay.
Um, the Saturn III actually has a wireless card on it.
Oh,
So it's the same idea. You just send your files over, and
even fancier.
yeah, it still has the option for USB, of course. But
Can it play Doom?
I don't know.
We got to give it a shot. That's going to be an experiment.
Doom?
Yep.
Play Doom on a Saturn III?
Yep. Play some online Doom on the Saturn III. Did you see that they had it running on a pregnancy test?
No, no,
you,
I did not.
You didn't see that? Okay, yeah, no.
No.
So like I don't know who it was. They were able to get a copy of Doom to run on a pregnancy test screen. I can't believe. What's that look for?
Because when we're done recording tonight, I'm gonna have to look up this stupid thing.
Yeah, it's super interesting. They were able to do it.
We're talking about 3D printers, and you're like, Doom on pregnancy test. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? No, it's Doom guy.
It's Doom guys, fucking Doom Slayer coming at you right out of the uterus.
God.
Sorry,
But-
sorry.
As far as resin quality, or mini quality, one of these days, like I said, we're gonna have to compare models because personally, I think I'm getting a little crisper detail out of the standard resins, but I think you disagree.
So, again, the Saturn II is an 8K printer, correct?
Yep.
With the water washable resin, a lot of places that I've been seeing have been saying that, oh, you're going to lose a little bit of detail. You're going to lose this, that, the other. Personally, I would say that the detail that I get off of the water washable resin is perfectly fine. It's great because
Mm-hmm.
all those little details. I guess I do print my minis a little bit bigger than most people. I like the 32 millimeter bases
Yep.
for normal stuff. So take this with a grain of salt. But after painting, after getting it all sanded, getting it primed, getting it painted, getting anything you need, the finished product, you're not going to notice those missing details.
Correct.
I
It's
genuinely
so
feel
small.
it's so small.
Um,
And
I do think next campaign I'm on the bigger scale. I'm actually gonna print my stuff. I think at 10 millimeter.
so smaller scale.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Next time I'm a DM, because then think about it. Your big monsters don't have to be that big
That's
unless you
true.
want them to be absolutely huge.
That's a really good point. That is a good point. You can go a
Because
lot longer or a lot farther with that.
let's at 10 millimeter, let me see here. What do I got? What do I got?
I remember you showing me something at 10 millimeter at one point.
Yeah, but I'm saying like at 10 millimeter, you know, okay, at standard heroic scale, 32 millimeter, this is just a big troll.
Yep.
But now 10 millimeter, this is a giant horror.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of your normal monsters that you would get and print will become much more terrifying in a 10 millimeter setting.
Yep,
So that makes sense.
absolutely correct.
I also just really like printing big minis, though.
I know. I know. Me too.
It's really fun.
Me too.
Well, I suppose it's about that time.
It is about that time, Taylor. Plague. I'm gonna break myself of it, Plague. Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
Oh my god.
So
You
my
can't make
name's
it up.
Taylor. It's fine. I don't mind too much.
My real name's Mike. Fair is fair.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
But yeah, no,
Plague and I are very good friends real life.
we are.
So it's gonna be a habit that it's gonna take me a lot to break.
It's gonna be a habit as well. I don't Jesty and Jess don't roll off the tongue for me because I met you as Michael. I know you as Michael. It's hard. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, I suppose it's about that time. We got to start
It is.
wrapping things up. We got to start pulling the curtains. What
Shut her down.
what do you want to say? End of the first episode. This is a huge moment, a momentous
it.
occasion.
We've done it.
We've done it. I think it went well.
You know, the journey of 1,000 miles starts the first step.
It's very true. And let's
And we
hope
took the
that
first step.
let's hope I don't get a crit fail on that step and fall like Cranston.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Oh fuck.
That's 13. We're fine.
Okay.
We're chilling.
We're good. Hey.
We're chilling.
Let's go. The curse is broken. But yeah, guys,
Curse is broken.
this has been Dungeon Frights and Anime Fights, episode 1. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you do watch this on your preferred platform, please feel free to leave a like. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if we're smelly. Let us know what you're thinking, I would much appreciate any sort of comment, critique. We're new at this. We're going to make mistakes.
True.
So every little bit helps. And yeah, at some point we're going to get a Discord set up. We're going to get a lot of stuff set up. I don't know when this is getting posted. This could be getting posted today. But yeah, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you like it. And all the other stuff that you've heard 1,000 times already. And yeah, have a good night, guys.